Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Khadija and today we're making together hanid. Hanid is a popular lamb dish made in Yemen during the holidays. Today's holiday is Eid al-Adha. Eid Mubarak to all of those who is observant or not observant. I hope this Eid will bring with it a lot of love and health and prosperity to everyone. So today's dish was made in different stages. I started making it last night. I started by marinating my meat. I've also made a side dish to go along with it and to cook at the same time. My side dish will be grape leaves, and I made it. I made a bed of grape leaves, and I put my lamb on top. A lot of that juices that trickles down will enhance the flavors of the grape leaves. We're having lunch, and it's going to be at my mom's house. So I'm not gonna plate everything at the same time. You'll see me doing it at different stages, and I'm going to do it at my mom's house. I hope you'll enjoy this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and if this is your first time, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button and then click on the bell icon so that you can receive notifications next time I post. For this dish, I am marinating 8 pounds of lamb. I unfortunately lost the footage of me adding all this delicious mountain of spices together, but no worries, I have listed all the spices and ingredients I used for this rub down in the description box below. If you are allergic to any of these ingredients or you have a spice blend that you prefer to use instead, please feel free to substitute or replace any of these ingredients. And you do not have to create the spice blend from scratch. I just find I have a better control over the ingredients this way. I found a Yemeni spice packet on Amazon that I will put the link for below. The packet does not have all the ingredients I'm using, but I think that still will be okay, especially if you're making this dish for the first time. So first things first, because of high potential for cross-contamination when handling meat, please make sure to wash your hands thoroughly before and after doing this. Whether you wear gloves or not wear gloves, make sure to wash your hands thoroughly when you're handling the meat so that when you are preparing your side dishes, you are not cross-contaminating anything. Traditionally, hanid is a dish that's cooked the morning of the holiday. The meat is slaughtered in that morning and cooked immediately after. I bought my meat a day in advance. It was slaughtered in advance. This gave me a chance to marinate the meat overnight. I normally like to marinate for about 24 hours, but this time, because of time restriction, I was only able to do 15 hours of marinade time. There are different recipes for stuffed grape leaves, depending on what dishes they are served with, the flavor you are aiming for, and your preference for the end result. I made these mild in flavor, not as tangy as I would normally make them, because we are cooking them under a bed of slowly cooked lamb. The flavor from the lamb will drip on the grape leaves and influence the end result. So keep that in mind if you decided to adjust the recipe here and make it more tangier or sweeter, because there are some type of grape leaves that are made sweeter. Keep that in mind if you decide to change the recipe. So after mixing in all the ingredients and incorporating the meat, we are going to let this rest for 30 minutes to allow all the flavors to marinate together. Then put the mixture that we just created through the sifter and let some of the fluids drain. This will make it easier to roll up the grape leaves later. Do not throw away the excess fluid. We are going to use them during the cooking process later on. There are many types of prepackaged grape leaves in the market, but this is what one would expect from an average jar of grape leaves. Whichever type you buy, after taking the grape leaves out of the jar, make sure to gently run them under warm water a couple of times. You want to make sure to wash away any preservatives and some of the salt they were brined in. I repeated this step twice. Next, get a paring knife or scissors and remove the little stub of stem on each of these grape leaves. Working on a cutting board, lay the grape leaves flat, smooth side up, and the stem end nearest to you. The rough side, you want it to be on the inside of the grape leaf. Put a tablespoon of the filling, and of course adjust the filling if the leaves are smaller, and start folding and squeezing the excess fluids out if you haven't drained it like I did. When I did these, I hadn't drained them yet. I wanted to show you how much moisture you will have if you didn't drain them before this step. It creates a lot of work if you don't drain them ahead of time. As you can see, I'm squeezing a lot of fluid out. So you'll start rolling and folding the grape leaves in and squeezing the moisture out. Do not tighten the roll because you do not want this to explode while cooking, because the rice hasn't been cooked and it will cook and expand during the cooking process. As you can see, the leaves have different sizes. Sometimes you'll use more filling, sometimes you'll need to use less filling. And if you have a large leaf, you just cut it along the stem in the middle and adjust the amount of filling you use to account for the amount of leaf you have to tuck and roll through. And if you damaged any leaves or some of them didn't work out for you or came already damaged in the jar, don't throw them away yet. Save them so that we can use them as an insulation layer between the grape leaves and the bottom of the pan. I didn't have a lot of damaged ones today, and I really didn't need them because I needed all the space I can use. I just used onions and potatoes. I could have also added a layer of tomato, but I didn't see the need for it. So normally if you cook the grape leaves in a pot, you wouldn't need to do what I'm doing next, which is wrapping every 4 or 6 of them together, kind of like a gift, so they will not unravel while getting cooked. Normally if you cook them in a pot, you'll put a weight on top and that will hold them together until you finish cooking. But because I'm cooking in an open pan, I wanted to make sure that they don't unravel. So I tied up every 4 or 6 of them together. I did it groups of 6 actually this time. So every 6 were tied together, kind of like a Christmas gift. I wrapped them this way, and then there was another way where I wrapped them, kind of like just ran the thread around them in a circle and just tied it. And then I layered them all in one layer under the meat. So after layering the meat on top, I added the liquid we drained from the stuffing. I added 2 tablespoons of pomegranate molasses to it, and I added it to the bottom of the pan. I did not pour it on top of the meat because I didn't want to wash away the marinade. I just added it to the edge so that it can go in the bottom, and so that grape leaves will cook on it, but I didn't want it to influence the flavor of the meat. I covered the pan with a layer of parchment paper, a layer of saran wrap, and a final layer of foil. I put the meat back in the fridge, and at this point it was already 10 p.m. So I put it back in the fridge, and I took it out the next morning around 8:30, and I stuck it in the oven at that time. Behold the amazing lamb hanid goodness. Look at it. It looks wonderful. It smelled great and it tasted wonderful too. The lamb was falling off the bone. I can see specks of saffron on the meat. It was great. The grape leaves were cooked wonderfully. They absorbed all those juices that trickled down from the lamb. Remember, we didn't use a lot of spices on them, but hey, they just absorbed all these spices and flavors that trickled down from the lamb. I made 2 sauces to go with this dish, a simple tzatziki sauce and a Yemeni salsa called sahawik or chutney. Both were simple and straightforward sauces because, as you can see, the lamb was rich, so you didn't really need to serve a heavy sauce or a lot of condiments with this. You just need something simple that complements the flavors of the lamb and the grape leaves. Eid is a special holiday to many Muslim families around the world, and with it comes many family traditions and country traditions on what to serve for lunch for that day. My family takes the simple approach, and we only make the lamb dish along with 1 or 2 side dishes and serve the lamb on a bed of long grain basmati rice. Making this dish has always been nostalgic for me. It brings back so many sweet memories of past holidays and family gatherings. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you try making the dish, please let me know what you think. And also please subscribe and click on the bell icon so you will be notified when I post my next video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.